Hey there, it's Zaire. Welcome or welcome back. And today, we'll be having a tour on my 4-year-old Genshin account. So I started playing on patch 1.0 on the Asia server. I already reached adventure rank 60 a long time ago, so I will be showing my characters, their builds and weapons, my exploration progress, and many more. This will be a very long one, so grab a snack, get comfy, and let's begin. We can start on my profile. Here are my character showcase and my name cards. I don't know about the recent events, but they used to give out name cards every time you complete an event before. That's why I showcase them here. But I usually go for a blue to purple or green colorway. So here's all of my name cards. I'm not really an achievement completionist, but I am a level 10 friendship completionist with over 60 characters at level 10. So I got Amber on October 10, 2020, which meant that my account is turning 5 years old this October. So here's an overview of all my characters and the ones that I don't have. Then I will be telling you guys my characters and why I built them. I can't go through all of these unbuilt 4 stars because then the video will be very long than it already is. The reasons why they're unbuilt is either I don't like the character, or I don't know them yet, or I do like the character but I don't understand their playstyle, or I built them on my early days and moved on to the different units, or I am still planning to build them. So here are my level 84 stars. I built Toma for the Virgin team with Nahida. I built Gaming for Xianyun's gameplay since I don't have Xiao. Fischl is my OG girl. I built Sarah for Hyper Carry Raiden. I built Diona on my early days. I actually built Rosaria as a physical DPS back then. I love Layla. I still need to farm her artifacts properly though. I built Femini because he's very cute and also his penguin attack. I built Charlotte before for a team that I forgot, but I needed a cryo healer because Chi-Chi's healing wasn't enough. I built Sucrose way before Kazuha came out, so she was basically my pre-Kazuha unit, but she is adorable. Sayu, I leveled her up because I wanted her in the exploration team. Heizou, I made Heizou before, and he's very fun. I like his one-punch playstyle. I also made nigguang before because she's such a mommy. And I think it was during the Spiral Abyss where you needed a GO DPS and nigguang couldn't clear it, so I tried to build Noelle and still couldn't clear it. Yunjin, she's my first 4-star that I C6 on her release because it was Ayato's banner, and also because her C6 provide increased basic attack speed, which is very useful for my yoimiya and ayato. And I guess I got lucky because I know 4 stars are hard to get since they're not guaranteed. Next, I built Diluc before because I didn't have a 5-star Pyro DPS. Yeah, he's actually very useful in that cryo domain in Mondstadt. However, he's the one who keeps spooking my 50-50 losses. He's probably at C5 right now. Followed up by Kuching, I think she's C4 or C5. And I don't mind getting Kuching because she was my first 5-star and I mained her. Next is Xingqiu. He's one of my OG supports alongside Bennett and Xiangling, the national team. Next is Baizhu, she's also a badass. I mained her one time because I wanted to do some cool parry attacks, so there's that. Next we have our granny Faruzan. She's my second C6 4-star, and I'm really lucky that she's the best support for my Wanderer because I love her playstyle, I love her character, and especially her design. Her color scheme is one of my favorites alongside Layla, so yeah. Next is Xiangling. Unfortunately, I don't have her skin. It was around that time that I was burnt out by the game, and I couldn't be bothered to go back and complete the Lantern Rite event. So yeah, that's pretty sad. Luckily for Bennett, I did got his skin recently, so yay! And the usual with Xiangling, they are very good supports. And we have Kuki, a very versatile support for any dendro reaction themes. And I love their dynamic with Ito. Sadly, I don't have him. Okay, we're now done with all the 4-star units. It's time for the 5 stars. Whoa! I didn't know I had this much 5 stars, including the standard ones. Well, to be fair, this is 4 years worth of gameplay. Anyways, now for the 5 stars, I think I'm gonna be showing them chronologically on how I got them. So Zhongli was my first limited 5 star since I lost my 50-50 on Venti's banner. And after that was Ganyu. She was my first limited 5-star DPS and I had a lot of fun with her. I then got Venti on his rerun and luckily won the 50-50. After him was Tartaglia, or Child, or Ajax. I love this dude so much, both playstyle and personality. Unfortunately, his constellations aren't that great, so I was kind of bummed out when I got his C1 because I tried to pull for one more constellation of xingqiu and he came home early. That's why I have him C1. I then started saving a lot for Inazuma and I got yoimiya. She's such a ball of sunshine. I love her personality, her playstyle, and the fact that she also looks like Kohaku in Dr. Stone. Love that. I then got the Raiden Shogun. I guaranteed her, and it's pretty self-explanatory, right? An Archon, a badass, fun playstyle, must pull. After her, I then saved up a ton for Ayato. I pulled him because he's blue, royalty, and husbando, and also because he's hydro and I love his playstyle. I then got Kazuha on his rerun, and he's such a chill guy. I love this dude. Thankfully, he's meta because he's such a precious little baby. Next, we have Cyno. I pulled him because I find his burst animations cool. However, Hoyu did him dirty with his kit because every time you swap from his burst, it cancels out. And his elemental skill outside of his burst is pretty bad, unfortunately. But he did come home early, so I guess he's my trophy character. I then pulled for Nahida and got really lucky because she came home early. And again, self-explanatory, Archon, personality, playstyle, meta, all in one. And then the most awaited of them all, Wanderer. I love this dude so much. He is one of the best written characters in Genshin, alongside Tartaglia, and his banner was the most I've saved up. I think I got over 220 pulls for his banner, and I managed to pull 3 5 stars. I got 2 copies of him, and the third one was lost to the look. But yeah, his exploration is also a huge addition. I then got Yelan on guaranteed because she's basically Xingqiu 2.0, and she's also a badass, and blue, and hydro, plus plus. Then I got Nilou. She came home early, so that's nice. And I enjoyed the bloom reactions, and she's also pretty. I even bought her skin just because of how pretty it is, even though I rarely use her team. So yeah, aesthetics over meta. I then got baizhu. I wanted a healer back then because I didn't have a limited 5-star healer before, and it's about time for him to be playable because he's been there from the start. We're now reaching in Fontaine, and I saved up everything for neuvillette and furina. It's pretty self-explanatory. I love hydro, I love blue, I love their playstyle, I love their characters, Archon, sovereign dragons. Yeah. After furina, I got Cloud Retainer. Even though I don't have Xiao, I still pulled for her because I love her. She's a funny character, love her design, and her playstyle is fun. Then I got Arlecchino. Again, fun playstyle, very cool, Harbinger, and Father. I pulled Clorinde for the exact same reasons. Even though I have Electro and Pyro DPSs, I still pulled for them because husbando, waifu, aesthetics, fun playstyle over everything else. And it was around this time that Fontaine reached its final arc, so I wasn't really planning on pulling anyone else in the future, so I decided to try Alhaitham, since he was rerunning alongside Clorinde here, and won the 50-50. I actually tried to pull for C2 Zhongli on his rerun, but unfortunately lost the 50-50. That's why I have Tainari here. Oh, also I forgot to mention that I actually got Mona on Clorinde's banner, so I lost the 50-50 on Clorinde and got Mona. My first ever copy of Mona was 3 years after I started playing the game. So by the time that Mavuika was out, I was already guaranteed a 5-star. But personality-wise, I don't know yet since I have not done the quest. Design-wise, it's cool, but I find it out of place in the tribal theme in Northland. That's what I see anyways. And her playstyle, I don't like it. I don't like how her best rotations is just doing drifts with her motorcycle. It's kinda boring, so she's a skip. And I totally would have been fine with that since we all have different preferences, but I've heard that Hoyoverse tried to force Mavuika on the players by quote-unquote power creeping other pyro DPSs, and so out of spite, I used my guaranteed on Citlali. Now I have her. And of course, my latest one, Skirk. I've already set my eyes on her the moment she appeared during that Fontaine Archon quest. So yay, I have her now. The characters that I wanted to have is Kokumi. By the time her banners are up, I can only afford to try a 50-50, and she keeps dodging it, guys. It happened twice already, so hopefully next time I can guarantee her. I also wanted Lanyan, but again, it was the same event, the Lantern Ride, and I wasn't able to get her. I also don't have a limited 5-star Geo DPS, so it's either Navia or Ito. And since I've already played Ito before, I'm more familiar with his playstyle. Hopefully, if I can afford, I'll try to get either one of them. So here is a summary of all my pulls, thanks to Paimon Mo. And it's so cool that I can see an overview of my 4-year pulling journey. Here's my party setups. My first slot is the friendship team, so I use this when I claim my commissions. Next is my mood team. This used to be my exploration team, but since I always change it around whenever I wanted to do story quests, I then changed the title to mood because it depends on my mood and what characters I want to run in the overworld. Next is hat guy. I could totally change Bennett here with Furina so that I can do freeze team, and yeah, it's very fun. Next will be my Hanabi team. I always try to run Layla whenever I can because I just love her animations. Next we have Monsieur Neuvillette, and it's funny that I only pulled all of these characters because I love them, and they're actually Neuvillette's premium team. That's why he clears the abyss with only a prototype Amber. Next is Boba. I like to use Fischl and Furina for the off-field damage, and Layla for freeze and aesthetics, alongside our Prince Ayato. Next is Bloom, and I just enjoy seeing those Bloom cores popping off, so yeah, this is also fun. Here is Coco Boba, and it's just a team focused on Ganyu's burst and Ayato's burst, so yeah, I also enjoy this being freeze team. And then we have Gay Scholar. I'm quite proud of that naming, and it's just alhaitham's best team. Next is our Mr. Worldwide, and I prefer this team in the overworld over the national team, and I could also swap Ayato here if I wanted to play him with this team. We also have Father here. This is just her best team, and we have Mother. Father and Mother. So yeah, this is Nigguang's team. Next is our champion duelist, and yeah, her playstyle is very fun. I added Sherlock team back then when I made Heizou, and I didn't delete it. And our latest one, Skirk. There's still so many teams that I wanted to add, and the main one is Raiden's team, I think I'll just swap Sherlock's team with Raiden since Sherlock is the same with Hat Guy anyways. So yeah, that's all for my team setups. Also, I wanted to show you guys something cool. It's just a fun thing I found in this loading screen. So if you have Skirk on different positions and you swap around the teams, take a look at her gem. It literally flows around. I don't know, I think I find that funny. We can now proceed to their builds. So here is my wanderer. I named him Zahir because I wanted his name to have a relation with Sumeru. The name can mean a helper or supporter, and I just found out that it also meant bright or shining, so that's cool. And it's also a play of my name Zair. Anyways, this is his build, and he's one of my best DPSs. His weapon, he is running on his best set. C1 and triple crown. Next is Faruzan's build. This is her weapon. Her artifacts are two-piece glad and viridescent. C6 and her talents. Next we have Ayato. He has two builds, a 4-star and a 5-star. I'm gonna first show you his 4-star build, his artifacts, I really need a preset right now, bro. I forgot what pieces he has. What? Is that good? I swear I remember my piece was actually like 80 to 220 ratio, but I think this is better. There we go. Yeah, this was his build. Yeah, I think I like this more. With this build, these are his artifacts. He is C1 and double crowned. Next is Yunjin. This is her weapon, her artifacts, C6, and her talents. So next is my favorite one as well, Yoimiya. She is my best build with a signature weapon, her artifacts. This domain is the most I farmed on because everyone uses the other set, the energy region. So yeah, C0 and double crowned. Here is Tartaglia's build. I have not farmed for his best set, so I just use two-piece sets. His weapon, artifacts, that is an ugly piece. Anyways, C1 and double crowned. Next is Skirk. I just realized her attack is very low. It's like 1-6. But yeah, this is still her initial build. I am still going to be farming good pieces for her. So this is her stuff. C0, and I just recently double crowned her. Here is citlali. It has not been changed since my previous video, so yeah, I still need to properly farm their artifacts. C0 and her talents. Here is Clorinde's build. She's on the black sword. Her artifacts. C0, and also just recently double crown. Next is alhaitham. This is also just his initial build. I plan on farming his domain as well. He's running on Siphos Moonlight. And yeah, I have a lot of domains to farm. It's gonna be a rough one. C0 and also double count. Here's zhongli.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
So I opted for a DPS build here. I really wanted his burst to deal damage. He's on Primordial Spear. And for his artifacts, I balance it out by having crit damage and decent HP. C1 and double count. Next is xianyun. I just focus on attack and energy regen. She's on Skyward. Her artifacts. C0, and I only crowned her ultimate. Here's Kazuha. I just focus on Elemental Mastery. He's on that craftable sword. And his artifacts. C0, and I didn't crown his talents because he's already OP. Here we have Venti. I actually tried a DPS Venti. I don't know, I think I got bored back then and I wanted him to deal damage. Here's his weapon. I just chose this because it fits him aesthetically, but this was originally for my tartaglia before I had the Skyward Harp. And you can see in the rank there, I tried to rank 5 this one because I like the effect on this bow. It gives a mini venti burst. So yeah. Here's his artifacts. C0 and not crowned because he's too OP. Next we have Ganyu. This is her build on Wondrous Troop. She also has a blizzard set, so I'm gonna swap it later on. She has her Amos bow, and I love how it fits her skin so well. Look at that. It's so pretty. And Yelan's signature also fits perfectly on her. Love that. So yeah, these are her artifacts. And since we don't have a preset, I just used xianyun as a placeholder for the blizzard set. So this is her second build. I forgot if the crit rate was supposed to be that low, but she has a lot of buffs from her talents and stuff. C0 and triple count. Next is Raiden. This is her build. She's on Primordial Weapon. Her artifacts. C0 and double count. Here we have Baizhu. I focus on energy recharge and HP. He's on Favonius Weapon. His artifacts. C0 and level 8 talents. This is Nahida's build. She's on Sacrificial Weapon. I got really lucky on her domain because I didn't farm much to get her best pieces. So yeah, I guess she is my most lucky unit since she also came home early. She is C0 and double count. Next is Furina. This is her build. She's on Festering Desire. I don't know if there's a shop already, but I really hope there is so that newer players can get it. She is C0 and double count. Here is Neuvillette's build. He's very free-to-play friendly because he's already clearing the abyss for me and he's only running prototype Amber. These are his artifacts. C0 and triple count. For Nilou, I only focus on HP, and unfortunately, her weapon is just not aesthetic. So if I get to choose what weapon I'd use on her, I'd definitely pick the sacrificial one. But yeah, these are her artifacts. She is C0 and oh, I haven't even leveled her talents. Whoops. Next is Yelan's build. I think she's my second 5-star with a signature weapon, alongside Yoimiya. This is her artifacts, and I want to show you guys something. You can literally see how much I farmed on this domain with all the pieces that I have, and a lot of my characters need this. It's a good thing that the other set in this domain is also needed for Yoimiya. So yeah, she's C0 and double count. Next is Father. This is her build. She's on the staff of Homa, and since I have a lot of extra gladiator pieces, I didn't farm for her new artifact domain. She is C0 and whoa, I thought she's level 8. Unfortunately, I'm broke now, but I plan on triple counting her. Next is our Mahamatra Cyno. I actually don't know how to build him. I don't know what his proper stats are, but I do know his proper set. And for his weapon, I just chucked in an energy one. And if ever I wanted to build him, I'm just gonna steal these weapons here. He used to have his proper set, but alhaitham took it, so he's now on a random Thundering Fury. His C0 and level 8 talents. For my standard characters, here is Keqing's build. This build actually uses the primordial jade cutter, so wow. This is the highest crit I've ever had, but yeah, I just used the best extra artifacts I have. So yeah, I just used 2-piece sets here. She is actually C4. I thought she's C5. So she's C4 and her talents are level 8. Next, we have Diluc. I built him before because I struggled on that cryo domain in Mondstadt. So yeah, if ever I want to use him again, I'm just gonna swap the weapons and choose my best pyro set. And he is C5. So I think he is my highest constellation on a 5-star, so I don't have a C6 yet. Huh. And level 8 talents. I actually have not built Jean before. There just wasn't a time where I needed her. But yeah, she is C3. I didn't even notice. I'm sorry, Toanto, but maybe in the future, we'll see. Next is Chi-Chi. I just took away all the artifacts of my unbuilt units so that I won't get confused. And luckily enough, she's just C1. I guess that's pretty good. So Mona and Tainari are my 2 recent standard units, and I still haven't built them yet. So I only lack Dea and Mizuki for the standard characters. For the 4 stars, I'm just gonna be showing you my built units because it will take a long time if I'm gonna go individually. So this is Kuki. She's on the event sword. Her artifacts. And actually C5. I thought she's C6. Anyways. Next is Bennett. I run him on Aquila Favonia. and I activated his C6 since I don't have Ayaka, and I crowned his talents. Next is Xiangling. This is her build, and she has the catch Refinement 5. This brings so many unpleasant fishing memories, but yeah, this is her artifacts. And C6 as well. Oh, I thought I crowned her talents. I guess not. This is Xingqiu's build. I'm not satisfied with his crit rate, but that's what I have. His unsacrificial swords, and these are his artifacts. He is C6, and I crowned his ultimate. Here is Ningguang's build. She's on Solar Pearl, and I really love how this weapon fits her original skin. As you can see here, it's like it's meant for her, right? But I do prefer her blue skin. So these are her artifacts. Of course, C6. This is Heizou's build. It's just random stuff that I chucked in. And if ever I want him in the overworld, I'm just gonna steal Wanderer's artifacts. And weapon, really. He is C6, and talents are level 8. Next is Layla. I really want to fix her artifacts because I'm just using extra pieces and I have not farmed enough on this artifact domain. She's only C2 and has level 8 talents. This is Kujo Sara's build. I just mainly focus on the energy recharge, and I tried with a crit ratio. She's on the elegy bow. These are her artifacts. She is C6 and level 8 talents. We have Fischl, our delusional princess. This is her build. And her weapon is on Skyward Harp. But I really love how Yelan's signature looks so well on her. It's so pretty! Anyways, these are her artifacts. She is C6 and level 8 talents. For Gaming, I actually don't have a 5-star Claymore that is crit rate. Yeah, this is his build. Running on Serpent Spine. And this is my best Pyro set. He is just C1 and level 8 talents. We are now finally reaching my last 4-star build units, and it's Thoma. I run him on Favonius lands, and these are his artifacts. I mainly focus on his energy regen and elemental mastery. He is C6 and level 8 talents. Whew, that took so long. But anyways, I do want to give a special mention to this drip on Kaya and Lisa. It just looks good on them. And I also wanted to show you their constellations, I guess, since they are very difficult to get. So yeah. We can finally move on to the weapons. I only pull on the weapon banner if I can utilize the 2 featured weapons. If not, then I will not risk it. So these were the first weapon banner that I tried to pull, and I really wanted the Staff of Homa for my zhongli, but I lost the 75-25, I guess, and I got the elegy. So my first ever limited weapon was actually the elegy for the end. I was alright with the elegy because it was a good bow for venti. It was after this time that I saved up a lot of pulls for Ayato's banner. When I was looking at Forbidden Knowledge, The other half of Ayato's weapon was unfortunately elegy. If I hadn't have the elegy already, I would have pulled for Ayato's weapon banner. So yeah, I actually guaranteed this jade cutter. I got the skyward harp. I got the Kagura's verity, all for my Ayato. This banner was the most I've pulled on since I've reached 2 epitome points, but it was totally worth it because I get to use the Kagura on my future wanderer, and the primordial cutter is very universal. I then tried to pull for the Aqua Simulacra, and here I actually got lucky because I got the Aquila Favunia, and then the Simulacra came home, and it's a very pretty weapon. I don't even know why it's butterfly, because if I remember correctly, Yelan's design doesn't have any butterflies, but his weapon has. So after this, I then tried to pull for Neuvillette's weapon, but I got the Staff of Homa. This was probably the 3rd time that I tried to pull the Staff of Homa, and it only came home when I really wanted the other half, so that's funny. I then tried to pull for Raiden's weapon since I wanted her to deal more damage, but I totally didn't mind to also get Yoimiya's weapon, so that's why I have her signature. And then I tried to pull on Skirk's banner even though I don't need the other half. That's how I wanted her weapon, but I unfortunately got the Skyward here. So I tried to grind for her weapon, but it's been a while since I've played the game, so exploring was kinda hard for me. And now I'm currently at 56 pity. Anyways, so that's the history, and the rest here are from the standard. Here's a summary. If you guys are curious, you can pause the video. So here are my 4-star weapons. Most of my R5 are from the events, and I already mentioned it in Furina, but I'll say it again. I definitely agree that it's very bad that the Festering Desire is limited. I'm still not sure if there's already a shop about it, but I really hope there is so that many people can get this, because it's meta, unfortunately. Here are my other 4 stars. I have a ton of Favonius lands. I'm gonna show you how many I have. I literally have 3 R5 Favonius lands. That's insane. I also have that unique weapon they said, the black sword. So rare that there's no other weapon like this. And other people already discarded their dark iron sword. But yeah, it's cool that I have 2 of these. The recent one was from the Xianyun Veil. I got it from there. So now we have 2. But yeah, I don't even know why this is rare, honestly. We can now move on to the artifacts. You can see on the top right here, I am at my lowest. I have like 500 artifacts. I no longer have any extra artifacts to fodder. You can see here all my 5 stars are locked. It's been a while since I farmed for an artifact domain. And moving on is these items here. Oh yeah, these are just the materials for the event where you can refine it. And since I don't use them, I just didn't bother to refine these, but it's cool that I have them here. And you can see here my resources are depleted since I've just been recently building my characters and I no longer have any extra stash. I remember back then when Inazumo came out, everyone was very mad about this one because they were complaining how it was hard to get this, but I actually didn't experience that because I had plentiful of these. Maybe because I enjoyed exploring Inazuma before that I just run around with yoimiya and killed every Nobushis. And maybe because I don't have Ayaka because she does need this stuff. But yeah, anyways, these are for the weekly bosses. You can see here my early ones. I have a ton. You can see how many times I've defeated Tartaglia. So yeah, back then I was such an avid grinder that every week I would do 3 weekly bosses. And now that I'm looking back at it, it is kind of absurd. Like, it's only 1 boss per week, so you have to fight like 3 bosses. It's crazy that I was living with that standard. But anyways, these are just the extra books that I have. And I only have 7 crowns now. Huh. I'm actually running out of crowns. Okay. Next. I don't really use all of these, honestly. The only food that I focus on is these ones, these hash browns, and this one. And yeah, I don't actually use these. I think I just got these as I'm playing. I don't recall crafting these, but I did craft these ones. Yeah, I tried to use this, but I forgot about it. Oh, I also cook these too because they do give crit stuff, but I don't use them anymore. And the eggs. Let's not forget about the eggs. This is very important. Layla's specialty. If I were to choose a favorite dish, it would be this one. It's such a pretty dish. Here are my materials. I always grind for these crystal chunks and I always use zhongli. Before I had zhongli, I used razor skill to gather ores. And it's paying off. It's really paying off because I no longer do these. And look how much I've earned. 5,000, that's a lot. And I'm also running out of crystal cores. If you didn't know, you can actually get these from specific spots in Liyue, I believe. They're basically axolotls and yeah, I've been an avid collector of these. I don't know, I just had fun like running around and chasing them. Here are the rest of the materials. Oh, I hated this one. Fishing was a pain before, man. Anyways, the gadgets. So far, I've collected everything in terms of the compasses except for Natlan. And yeah, these are my weekly stuff that I do. I don't actually use this. Like, this is new to me and I'm not in the mood to learn about this. But maybe I'm gonna use it up now. We'll see since the new patch is coming out, so this will reset. I wanted to buy the blue one, but the first thing I did bought was the gold one because it fits a lot of characters. It fit Zhongli, yoimiya. That's why I chose this. And then when Inazuma came out, I also got the violet because I have a lot of Inazuman characters. And then I also got this when the chasm came out because it glows into dark. Yeah, this one is actually the oldest companion you can get. It's so cute. After that was the Inazuman one. This samurai here has a very sad backstory. That's why I still attached to this one. And this one was during the lantern rite. This one I actually haven't used this. I haven't bonded with this companion yet. Here are my quest items. Nothing much I can say here, honestly. And now is actually the perfect time to open these because I am in need of artifacts. There we go. I don't want to use these because I think it's funny that I have a row full of domain reliquary. Anyways, I have 3 of these. I think I got these every time I do the stellar reunion because you do get this one. Oh my gosh, I remember before. I don't know what to pick, so I never actually used this. I also remember how sad I was when I didn't get the fontaine cake. Because by the time that my birthday came out, I no longer played the game and I also forgot about that. And it's very unfortunate that if you don't log in on that day, you don't get your cake. That's such a bad design because what if on your birthday you got busy? Like, I'm just so bitter about it because I don't have the fontaine cake and it's the best cake out of there. But here you can see I have a ton of Xiao lantern. I think you can already buy this right now. I just want to flex here that the first lantern ride this came out, I grinded for it. Yeah, before that shop, it was a cool flex you can show to your friends who has not crafted these ones and you just spam it around. But anyways, here is my fragile resin and I did just buy this from the teapot. Also, I still have this one, so that's cool. And for my furnishing, it's not much really. There's nothing cool about this. I'm just gonna skim through it all. Boom. Oh, actually, these ones are limited, right? Yeah, it is a limited time event. Okay. So that's all for the inventory. Next are my achievements. I have a total of 851 achievements. So here's an overview. I'm not actually an achievement completionist. The one time I was actively completing achievements was this one. Yeah, the elemental specialist. I did this way before the domain because there was a domain event where you can easily do these achievements, but I did this way earlier than that. Is this the earliest achievement? Yeah, you can see here it's October 2020. I completed the earliest ones. Yeah, that's so cool. Back then, I really wanted to get this name card. I'm almost halfway there, but I just gave up. Yeah, I couldn't be bothered anymore. And there was also that achievement where you get like the highest damage. Where was it? Yeah, this one, the Purveyor of Punishment. I really wanted to hit 1,000,000, but the highest I could get is 700,000. My rotation back then was Child, Sucrose, Bennett. I think it was Xiangling, I don't know, but I was trying to crit fish to get his ultimate to crit. That's cool that I did that. It's actually way back in 2020. 2 months after I played the game? Whoa. Now for my shop, you can see I only have 3,900 Primo Gems and 0 Genesis Crystals. Again, I don't touch these top-ups here, I only buy the Welkin Moon and the Battle Pass. So the only skin event that I have not claimed was Kirara's and Xiangling's. The first skin that I bought was Ganyu's because I love her new gown, and it's also because I'm already sick of her old skin since she is one of my earliest mains before. Next is Nilou's. Even though I don't main her, I bought the skin just because of how pretty it is. And I've heard that many people complained why the new skins are favored towards the blue and purple hues, but I'm not complaining since it is my favorite color. Her original skin is actually pretty on its own, but I just loved how the back of this one is gorgeous. Look at that. And that cute butterfly. It's the cherry on top. So yeah, I think I bought these for like 2. So I had like 3,000, and all of those Genesis crystals were from the blessings of the Welkin Moon. We can now move on to the map exploration. This is where it all began. I have 100% the 1.0 map. Dragonspine was released way back in December 2020, and Christmas was in the air, so that's why Dragonspine has a special place in my heart. Here is my Liyue map. 100%, even this one here. Except for the chasm. I have not 100% the chasm. Let's check the underground. Oh wait! Huh. I am actually at 89%. I didn't know about that. Next, after that was Inazuma. I also 100% this area. I was not using the guide here, by the way. But yeah, in the future I will be 100%ing this because I can actually archive my gameplays. After Inazuma was then Sumeru. So yeah, it was in Sumeru that I was burned out, but I still managed to 80% it, so it's not actually that bad. So we can totally 100% all of these. I also did that very long Aranara quest. I remember back then many people were dreading to do the quest, and I have no memory on how I did that. Maybe I just brute forced it, I don't know, but I did unlock the Lost Nursery. And of course, the most infamous of them all, the desert. This is just a big empty barren in my eyes. Everyone hates the desert, right? It's a pain looking at these. I can't believe I almost unlocked the waypoints here. I have no idea how, like, when you're in here, it's just very confusing. Yeah, I hated that. But the overworld though, I tried exploring here. It's not that bad. So we might 100% the areas here, because we can still explore these areas in the future. And after that is Fontaine, the nation that brought me back. They're mostly 70 to 90%, yeah. And then this was the latest one. I have not explored this yet. The Sea of Bygones era. Oh, this is funny. I never actually touched these. I only unlocked the waypoints and then dipped out. And then next is Chenyu Vale. We can also totally 100% this. And then Natlan. Yeah, I have no plans yet on embarking on Natlan, unfortunately. Natlan is the equivalent of war in Ba Sing Se for me. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. There is no Natlan in Tevat. If Not Cry requires Natlan quest to be finished, I will have to painfully finish the quest so that I can get to Not Cry. I only want to focus on the older regions. I really want to go back to Inazuma. Inazuma is also one of the regions that gives the best nostalgia because it was this era where my friends also played the game, but now they're all quitting the game. It's only me who's left. That will be my future plans and my account right now. I want to focus on my past exploration ones. That's all for my map. Oh wait, totally forgot. There's Enkanomiya. This area is so hidden that you can completely forget about this. Enkanomiya introduced a huge lore drop, so it was a very cool experience. And I also can't wait to 100% this. Next, I can show you guys my quest logs. This will be a pain to you guys. Just a disclaimer. I used to be a completionist in this game, but give me a break, guys. I've been playing this straight for 2 years, I believe, before I got burned out in Sumeru. Because I remember back in Inazuma, I cleared my entire quest log. It was like empty. But now, it's we can first start with the world quest so that it doesn't hurt your eyes. Yeah, this was the desert exploration quest. I actually started this one and I only finished part 1 and I took a break in part 2 and completely forgot to continue. That's why we're stuck in part 2. There's a lot. But hey, you can see it's actually mostly Natlan Fontaine. You can't see any Inazuma. Oh, there's one Liyue. There's a single Liyue, but you can't see Inazuma and Mondstadt because I cleared all of those way before. I've actually completed a lot of story quests, and it's just that there's a lot of new story quests being released. And the Archon quests. I also want to catch up on the Dainsliff quests. So the only thing that I'm interested here is the bedtime story and the paralogism. Paralogism? I thought it's paragalism. I don't know how to pronounce that. And yeah, this is everything in one quest. It is a pain. So these are the story quests that I've completed. I've actually completed a lot of the story quests. Like a lot. Whoa. That's actually cool. Also, since we are here, might as well check the boss ones. You can actually check here. It's cool that you can see how many times you've cleared these enemies. I killed a ton of hilichurls. This one is satisfying. The abyss is very satisfying. But yeah, the only things I want to see here are actually the bosses. This is what I want to see. I defeated Child or Tartaglia 80 times. Wait, no, this is crazy because when you think about it, you can only defeat the boss once a week. You can't even defeat them 3 times in the same week. That's actually crazy. How many years is 80 weeks? 80 weeks is equivalent to 1.5 years. So yeah, that is indeed crazy. Now for the end game, I'm still not familiar with this game mode, So I'm just gonna focus on the spiral abyss. So you can see my previous attempt was only 33 stars. I couldn't be bothered anymore. You can check my challenge summary here. I don't think this is all of my attempts. Yeah, this is my oldest record here, I guess. Here you can see I've been consistent with 36 starring the abyss. There's only one time that I couldn't be bothered. And it started here when I gave up. Yeah. So that's my abyss progress. Lastly is the teapot. So this is my teapot. I use this as a all-in-one, like an area for crafting. I also utilized this one, the free companion and currency. If you're curious how to get the max, you only need to reach 20,000 adaptable energy on a single realm, and you don't have to equip that realm. So I can show you here with the realm style. So you can just choose any of these realm styles that you won't be using, and I chose the floating abode. So I just basically went here and dumped all my furnitures until I could reach 20,000 adaptable energy. And once you've reached that, you can just use a different realm layout, and that way you're gonna be earning the max currency. You can see that I have 20,000 realm currency there. I don't even know how I got that many. I guess I forgot to buy. I always buy the resin and the artifact XP. For the friendship XP, you can actually see here that all of these are level 10 except the first and the last one. So yeah, I was pretty grindy on this game before. I tried decorating my teapot, and this is the best that I can do because it's too finicky for me. I love it when it's nighttime here. So here are actually my limited teapot furniture, so that's cool. And there's also this one, this event. Really loved this event before. It featured Venti, Xingqiu, Kazuha, Ayaka, and where's Scaramouche is here. I forgot how you can see him, but Scaramouche is on this last banner. Wait, I think you have to wet this. I swear you can see that if you like wet the area. No, I just looked it up. Someone said that in the teapot version, the interaction no longer works. In the event before, if you apply hydro in this panel, you can see Scaramouche. Ah, that's so sad. Would have been a cool feature if they added that here. I just used the teapot as a collection of all my experiences in the game. Also this was a part of that event, I believe. We have the Raiden Shogun. I forgot the complete name of this, but this thing here has a very long name. We also have this dude. Don't worry guys, the dog is fine. Ino is fine, look at him. He's such a fun dog. Look at him go. Alright, what else? This one, so if I wanted to forge, I can totally go here. This one, yeah, you can see the painting here. Albedo painted this one. Look at this dog. Aww. He's teasing us. I always get nostalgic every time I go back here. I think that's all that I added. That's all for this teapot. And that is all from my account tour. I definitely underestimated the amount of lore my account has, but it is kind of cool that I get to share these with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video and got to know my account more. And again, thank you so much for watching. May you have an amazing day, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye!